Katie, thank you. 8:32 is your time. Experts are predicting a housing crisis in 2020. What is causing it, and how will Atlanta be affected? Those sound like questions for you-know-who. Real estate expert John Adams. He joins us this morning. John, how you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you, Buck?
Doing great. Before we get into all the details, you don't think Atlanta is going to be as hard hit as other parts of the country when it comes to this, right?
Well, we are fortunate in that we have no natural boundaries. Consider San Francisco. There's no place for them to go. Manhattan, no place for them to go. But in Georgia, we just go another exit out 75 or out I-20, and all of a sudden we have lots more land, and it's relatively inexpensive. So I don't think we're going to be hit as hard as some other parts of the country. But there is definitely a shortage of entry-level housing. Has been for several years. It's getting worse.
Well, let's talk about some of the contributing factors. You have three here. We're talking about shortage of home because of what builders are choosing to build, I guess, is one.
Builders got really burned during the recession, and when that happened, a lot of them are small business people, not the big companies, and they retracted. Someone out of business and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. And they have been slow to come back, and when they have come back, they have opted to build not entry-level, not starter homes, but mid-level and very expensive homes, higher profit per unit.
And then that, I assume, has a domino effect when you have a lot of those, as far as how it affects the rental market, too,
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. The rental market is booming, and you would think that people, every 7 or 8 years will sell their house and maybe move up until they get to be empty nesters. Well, that hasn't happened. A couple of things have happened. One, during the recession, investors bought literally millions of these little houses, mostly starter-type homes, and turned them into rentals. That was a big drain on the supply of homes. So the other thing is that people are staying in their homes longer. I used to joke the only people that ever stayed in a home 30 years were my parents.
Right.
but on average now, well, in 2010, the average person stayed 8 years. Now it's up to 13.
Moving's a pain.
It is a pain, and people are just staying in place. Again, that cuts down on the supply of those entry-level homes.
And we're still talking about the foreclosure having effects, the foreclosure crisis having effects today.
Absolutely. We were expecting to see a lot of those homes that were bought by investors back on the market. They have decided, hey, rents are up, things are really doing great, let's just hold on to these houses. And so all three of these things have contributed toward a shortage, and millennials are entering the market like crazy. 50% of the market this spring is going to be millennials looking for homes. Unfortunately, even though interest rates are low, they may have a limited selection from which to choose.
So what's John's bottom line?
My bottom line is get out there now. Buy a house. These rates are fabulous. If you can find what's right for you, I'd go ahead and lock in as quickly as you can, because I think you'll be glad you did.
All right, good advice as always. John, thanks a lot. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
And John's going to be here after the show taking your questions on Facebook Live. You can also find this segment on our website, fox5atlanta.com. 8:36 is your time. And coming up on Good Day Atlanta, a warning.